Here's the famous four-square triangle question that you frequently see on the test. You're presented with 4 triangles. In each triangle, there is a smaller triangle which breaks it down into 4 parts. Each part has a number, and in one small triangle, the number is missing. The first triangle has numbers 3, 2, 11, and number 1 in the middle. The second triangle has numbers 7, 4, 53, and then number 5 in the middle. The third triangle has numbers 11, 6, 127, and number 5 in the middle. And then there is a fourth triangle which has the missing number, but also has numbers 15, 8, and 7. Can you take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer? One tip for you is that you do not need to guess the number, but rather you need to calculate it. And you need to select the calculated number out of 4 different choices. Choice A, 225. Choice B, 232. Choice C, 233. And then last but not least, choice D, 240. Take a close look to see if you can solve this challenge. Are you ready or not? Regardless, I am moving forward to share with you my version of the solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. As you might have guessed, to solve this challenge, you need to find the pattern. And the pattern is that if you add the middle number and the top number inside the small triangles, then put them into the bottom left corner of the triangle, and then square the bottom left corner number and add the top number. Seems a little complicated, and it is. The best way to understand it is to look at the example. Let's look at the first triangle. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 square equals 9. And 9 plus 2 equals 11. Armed with this information, let's find the missing number. First, let's add 8 plus 7, top and the middle numbers. 8 plus 7 equals 15. And you can confirm this calculation by looking at 15 in the bottom left corner of the triangle. 15 square equals 225. And then based on this information, to find the missing number, we need to add 8, which is the number in the top of the triangle, plus 255, which is the calculated number. So the final number will be 233. Now let me share with you some tips and tricks on how to better solve these types of challenges. You see that the triangles are of a different color, and colors here are only to confuse you. There's no other reasons the colors should be there, so you can completely ignore them. Another trick might be, typically when you look at these types of challenges, you limit your calculations to just adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing numbers. Keep in mind that there's always a possibility of square numbers and then square root of the number. And it's good to remember squares of particular numbers, probably up to 20. This way you can manipulate them in your head without using the calculator. Do you have any other tips and tricks on how to better solve these types of challenges? Please make sure to share in comments so we can all learn. Here's an interesting question for you to practice. You need to identify all the words with similar meaning. And you're presented with 5 different words. The words are leader, lender, leather, coach, and influencer. Do you see the answer? Keep in mind that there could be between 2 and 5 answers. So make sure to give yourself a little bit of time to process this question. And when you're ready, please make sure to post your answer in comments. Thanks for participating and good luck. Here's an extremely tricky question, but I have full confidence that you'll be able to solve it. You're presented with the sequence of circles, which is also organized in a circle. Sequence starts with the red circle with the number 56 inside. Next circle has number 114. Following it, circle with the number 232. Then circle with the number 470. Then circle with the number 948. Then follows the circle with the number 1906. And then comes the circle with the missing number. Do you see the answer? Give yourself a little bit of time to see if you can come up with the solution. What's interesting about this problem is that all circles have different colors, and some circles have the same size, and other circles have different sizes. But regardless, you need to select one of the following 4 choices. Choice A, 3812. Choice B, 3824. Choice C, 3820. And then choice D, 3800. As I mentioned, this is a tricky problem, but regardless, I'm moving forward to reveal the final solution to you. And as usual, what I'm sharing is just my version of the solution, so feel free to share yours in comments. You might be tired of hearing me saying it all the time, but pattern is the key to solve this challenge. And different shape sizes and colors are introduced on the objects here in the picture just to confuse you. So let's look at the pattern. The pattern here is previous number plus the sequence number multiplied by 2. And you have to add previous number to the sequence before doing multiplication. So let's look at the simple calculations. The first number in the sequence is number 56. If we add 1 to 56, which is the sequence number, then multiplied by 2, 57 multiplied by 2 is 114. Let's do the same thing to number 114. 114 plus 2 multiplied by 2 equals 116 multiplied by 2, which is 232. So our final number, 1906 plus 6, which is the sequence number, multiplied by 2 equals 1912 multiplied by 2, which equals 3824. If you liked my version of the solution, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Here's a tricky question which tests your knowledge of English words. You need to identify all the words that are synonyms to the word large. You're presented with 10 different words: enormous, petite, insignificant, mammoth, minuscule, colossal, huge, powdered, gigantic, and dissolved. The tricky part here is that there could be between 1 and 10 answers. Give yourself a little bit of time to see if you can process the question. Let's move forward and I'll share with you my version of the answer. But obviously, if you have better solutions, feel free to share in comments. I found 5 words that are similar in meaning to the word large. Let me share them all with you. The words enormous, mammoth, colossal, huge, and gigantic are similar in definitions to the word large. Enormous means very large in size. Mammoth means huge. Colossal means extremely large, as well as the word huge has a similar meaning of extremely large. And then finally, the word gigantic means item of a very large size. And finally, something you may or may not know. Practicing questions like this not just helps you increase your English dictionary, but also increases your IQ. Here's an amazing question where you need to find the next shape in the sequence. You're presented with the series of circles. Circles are of a different configuration and have a variety of different shapes inside. You have 4 different choices to choose from. Choices A, B, C, and D. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the solution. Maybe give yourself 10 to 15 seconds. This is about as much time as you get in the real test. And on my end, I am moving forward to share with you my version. And obviously, if you have a better solution, please make sure to share in comments. Remember I mentioned variety of different objects, so let's look closely at what those objects are. We have internal lines, we have arrows, and we have corner triangles. And there are multiple patterns in this diagram for all of these objects, for internal lines, for arrows, and for corner triangles. For example, internal lines are increasing incrementally by 1. If we look at the original sequence, we see that the first object has 2 internal lines, next one has 3 internal lines, and the object following it has 4 internal lines, which means that the next object in the sequence should have 5 lines. Arrows are also incrementally increasing by 1. We see that the first object has 1 arrow, second object has 2 arrows, and then the third object has 3 arrows, which means that the next object in the sequence should have 4 arrows. And then the last but not least pattern are the corner triangles. We see, if you look closely, you see that corner triangles are increasing by 2. For example, first object has 2 corner triangles, second object has 4, third object has 6, which means that the next object in the sequence should have 8. Based on these calculations, the correct answer is choice B. This matches all of these patterns. Do you see it differently? Please make sure to share in comments. Here's an exceptional question to help determine how well can you navigate and determine the direction. Early morning, Samantha started walking toward the rising sun. After covering some distance, she turned right, then again to the right, and after covering more distance, she again turns to the right. Which direction Sam is facing right now? You have 4 different choices. A. East. Choice B. West. Choice C. South. Choice D. North. Give yourself a little bit of time to see if you can answer this question. One tip here might be to draw a diagram to help you with the direction. And I'm moving forward myself to help you with my version of the solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. Let's start from the beginning here. When Sam started walking early morning and faces sun, it means that she faces east, because sun is rising in the east. After Sam turned to the right, means that she faces south now. If her first direction shown by the ray AB, after she turns right, it's shown by the ray BC. Turning again to the right means that now Sam is facing west, which is displayed by the ray CD. And then last but not the least turn, after Sam covers more distance, she again turns to the right, which means that now she is facing north, which is shown by the ray DE. So the correct answer here is choice D, north. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. And now I have a question for you to test your skills. Please calculate the answer and post the answer in comments. This would allow me to give you my feedback. You need to count all dollar signs in the image. Take a close look at the image and see how many you can count. You have 4 different choices. Choice A, 6. Choice B, 7. Choice C, 8. Choice D, 9. Make sure to pause this video to get to the correct solution. And once you're ready, please make sure to post in comments so I can give you my feedback. Thanks for participating and good luck. Here's an amazing question to test your pattern recognition skills. You need to determine which shape comes next in the sequence. You're presented with 3 3x3 square boxes. Inside the large square box, there are small shapes, and 4th shape in the sequence is missing. You have 4 different choices to choose from to replace the 4th missing shape. Choices A, B, C, and D. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Ready or not, I am moving forward and share with you the correct solution. I love these questions because there is a series of patterns that's happening here. To solve this challenge, most of the times you need to determine 1 or 2 patterns. Let's look at each pattern in more details. In the first square, diamond shape is in the upper middle section. In the next square, diamond rotates 90-degree clockwise. And now it is in the middle row to the right. In the next square, diamond is in the middle column at the bottom. So we can correctly assume that in the 4th shape, diamond would be in the middle row to the left. Alternatively, in the pattern 2, circle shape is changing its position to being in the center of the square to the new position in the bottom middle column. As part of pattern 3, the cross shape diagonally changes corners. And the most interesting is the pattern 4. In this pattern, the triangle shape is dependent upon position of the diamond. Triangle follows the diamond and is in the pattern of being either in the left or below of the diamond shape. This is why the correct choice here is choice D. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. A lot of you are interested and ask me, how can I help others? One of the ways you can help other people is by sharing the latest questions you see as part of the assessment test. And when you share, please make sure to also include how you answered them. Please share the question you recently encountered in the comment section of this video. And if you know the answers, please share them as well. And now let's continue and get you ready for the test. Here's one of my favorite questions, where you need to count number of squares presented in the shape. You have 4 different choices. Choice A, 8. Choice B, 12. Choice C, 15 squares. And choice D, 18 squares. Take a close look at the picture to see if you can come up with the right choice. Nobody is going to give you a tip during the real test, but I am going to give you a hint. Look at the squares inside the squares. Ready or not, I am moving forward to get you to the correct solution. Believe it or not, I counted 15 squares in this picture. Let me show them all to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Did you get to a different number? Please correct me and post your solution in the comment section of this video. Here's a very interesting question to see how quickly and effectively you can solve the challenge. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has numbers in the corners, as well as the number in the middle. First triangle has numbers 4, 18, and 2, and number in the middle 3. Second triangle has outside numbers 6, 56, and 1, and has 8 in the middle. And then the third triangle has number 3 in the middle, and numbers 5 and 103 on the outside. In the upper right corner of the third triangle, you have a missing number, which you need to calculate out of 4 different choices. Choices A, 7, choice B, 10, choice C, 20, and choice D, 30. Do you see the answer? The solution is very obvious, but I would like you to try to get to it on your own. Ready or not, I am moving forward to reveal you the solution. If you have any suggestions how to solve these types of challenges faster, please share in comments. One phrase that you hear on this channel the most is always look for patterns. And then the pattern here is that the top number divided by the sum of the bottom 2 numbers on the outside of the triangle is equal the middle number inside of the triangle. So let's look at the first 2 examples. 18 divided on 4 plus 2 equals 18 divided by 6 equals 3. In the second middle triangle, 56 divided by 6 plus 1 equals 56 divided by 7 and equals 8. So to calculate the missing number, we need to build an equation. 105 divided 5 plus missing number equals 3. To calculate missing number, we need to divide 105 by 3 and subtract 5. 35 minus 5 equals 30. So the answer is choice D, 30. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now can easily solve these types of challenges on the test. I love this question because it truly makes you think to determine the final answer. You need to determine which number has the lowest value, and you have 4 different choices. Choice A, 1/3 plus 0.4. Choice B, 1 plus 2.1. Choice C, 0.2 plus 0.31. And choice D, 6/10. Give yourself a few seconds to see if you can come up with the solution. The tricky part here is that the question is designed to make you do a mental math. To get to the final answer, you need to simplify all the options. For example, option A, 1/3 plus 0.4 equals 0.33 plus 0.4, which is 0.73. Choice B, 1 plus 2.1 equals 3.1. Choice C, 0.20 plus 0.31 equals 0.51. And choice D, 6/10 equals 0.6. Which means if you look at the answers, that option C has the smallest value of 0.51, followed by option D, A, and B. Was it challenging for you? Please share your thoughts and suggestions on how to better solve it in comments. Thanks for watching. If you liked the content, please give us a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for all your endorsement, support, and patronage. For additional helpful information, please make sure to check out links in the description. For detailed list of available resources, I encourage you to check out resources page on our website, howtoanalyzedata.net/resources. If you know someone who would benefit from this content, please consider sharing the link. Please leave the feedback, corrections, or suggestions in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.